Personally, I feel like from a content creator, but then someone that also consumes content, I would say when it comes to who I think is the creator of the year or streamer of the year, I'm gonna break it down to three categories: one, impact; two, influence; and then for the sake of it, you kind of have to do numbers, so just analytics is third. I think if you look at numbers, the biggest one that pops out is Kai having 1 million subs. I think that's the world record on Twitch. I don't know if that's a world record everywhere, so I can't say that because stream speed usually is on YouTube and not Twitch. So I don't know how that works, but I don't know if he's hit 1 million. He probably has low key, but I don't know. I'm not gonna confirm or anything because I just don't know. But I do feel like when I watch both Kai's streams, number one, we're not comparing to say who's better because I think people sometimes like the saying that comparisons will genuinely kill your joy is so true because people act like you can't watch Speed and Kai. I never understood that. And it's annoying when you post one video saying highlighting one of them and everyone else in the comments is saying, well, this person's better, well, Speed's better, Kai's better. You can enjoy them both, gang. But I do feel like from my standpoint, I naturally gravitate towards speed content more because I feel like when I watch Kai's stuff, especially like I probably started watching AMP in like 2022, but when I watch their stuff, I just feel like it's not as relatable anymore. When I see, and trust me, Speed has done a lot of high end things too, but when I watch specifically like Kai's stuff and the mansions and like with the robots and all that type of stuff, it's really cool, but it doesn't appeal to me because it's not relatable. Mind you, we're in the same age, bro. I feel like I'm failing in life, but I do feel like Speed's content is what I gravitate towards more because with his content, it's something I would rather do when I make it personally. Like I would rather do stuff that Speed does with touring different countries and states, doing more content. I can see now. I don't fully agree, but I can see the argument that people make with Kai and his streams because he has like 100 something different celebrities that came on through Mafiathon, and that obviously helps. Like, there's gonna be people who just naturally come for his stream just for Ice Spice because they only know Ice Spice. You only know Lotto. They only know Chris Brown, whoever, and that doesn't take away from Kai because he still was good enough to get them on a stream. But at the same time, it is a little bit different because when you partner with, it's almost too much to, in my opinion. Like the cup is overflowing a little bit, but I feel like with Speed, I feel like as a creator, his content comes to me more naturally too. Like it seems like he's naturally creating content. I unfortunately feel like from a real creator standpoint, and I don't mean this to knock anybody because I genuinely hate the fact that like we can't critique sometimes without people thinking you're trying to slime out or just talk bad or trash down another black man, and I'm not trying to do that. But I do feel like with Kai's Mafiathon, there was too many times where I felt like with him and all his boys, I appreciate what he's doing, trying to help the younger guys and his homeboys from New York around with the Clover gang. But I feel like at times it was too much. It was dragging on a little bit too much. And it was just, it wasn't as organized as I felt. And I feel like with his stuff, it's very easy to get lost and overstimulated after a while. Mind you, I'm 24. I'm not 16 no more. So I can't really continue with the loud yelling for so long. It can only be a thing for so much. Same thing with the firework wars that they used to do. That can only be content for about 3-4 years, and after a while, it's like, okay, y'all, nah. I'm at the point now again. Like I'm 24. I live in an apartment, bro. I don't got no house, so I can't stand seeing people blow up a whole house. Which work for it, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think to the point though, I naturally gravitate towards Speed's content more. I feel like culturally, it's kind of hard for me to tell who has had a bigger impact between Kai or Speed because both of them have that same demographic of like that younger, middle high school boys. I mean, people as women as well, but I just feel like that's their strongest demographic right there, and it's kind of neck and neck to me with their influence and their impact. Kind of hard. No, no, no. Their impact is probably not the same. Their influence, Speed and Kai probably have the same amount of influence on that younger guy generation for them preteens and teenagers. I don't know if I can say the impact though, because some of the stuff when I watch what Speed is doing, I do feel like Speed, in my opinion, is a bit more ahead of Kai in some content terms. Like Kai's content is very creative, and I think he opened up a new bag of so many different things that a lot of people just weren't doing before, like doing trailers for your streams. Like everybody's doing them now. DDG's doing them. I've seen Zoe do it before. Tylil's doing it. So I think that's something that you can definitely look at Kai and credit him for doing. However, again, when I watch content as a creator who creates and just as a person who likes to consume content, I naturally gravitate towards speed more because it's more of a natural content. Like when he was in Brazil, that was cool to me. Like just seeing him travel, meet people, try foods, do a bunch of different things. He's calmed down a lot because he used to be crazy back like 2, 3 years ago when he was a kid. But I don't know. I just naturally think his content kind of serves me now, whereas Kai's is cool, but it doesn't, like I don't necessarily feel the impact that I used to feel, if that makes sense. So for me personally, I would say streamer of the year. Personally, I'm gonna say I think Speed is 1A, Kai is 1B. After that, I don't know. I think it's really just again, it's gonna be between those two for a while, and I think you could really make it. Who anyone can have an argument for whoever you want, but I personally think it's Speed. Even with the 100 mil subs, I know that's a huge feat, and that probably won't get broken for a while, if ever. But I just feel like with Speed, with what he's doing, it even the way they have collabs, right? The one that Speed did with Suni Lee, like that to me is it's more interesting than just like celebrities. And unfortunately, when I see Kai with certain celebrities, it does like the amount of celebrities that Kai partnered with and who the specific celebrities were, I think really did more damage this time. I genuinely don't understand why he had Ray J there. Anybody that's a mature person, doesn't matter if you do content or not, you can kind of look at that and say that's probably not something you would do. I know for a fact I would not have Ray J on my streams. All that weird stuff that he does, I can't. He's a Diddy disciple, and that's just that got nothing to do with me. I don't need to entertain that. I don't need to promote that. That just does not need to be aligned with what I do. There are some others that I'm just like, I don't want to just bring people on that's just doing self promotions. Like if we're gonna do a collab, it's a collab. Both of us are gonna get something out of it. Not just bring everybody to a rich mansion to just hang out, which is cool sometimes. Like Quinn's was really really cool to see because you could tell she was in her space. That was more of her speed. But some people it was a drag. But yeah, that's how I see it personally. That's where I gravitate for. So for me personally, streamer of the year would be Speed.